Hello, I'm Patrick Howard, the Marketing Director at Stirista, and I have Vincent here with us, the VP of B2B Products and Partnerships.
What's up, Patrick? How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
Great. It's good to be here.
Glad to hear it. So Vincent started with us pretty recently, just a couple of weeks ago. So how was your first month going?
First month is great. I'm actually here in San Antonio. We're shooting, live at a bar, actually drinking, and in San Antonio. It's been great. I really enjoyed it. My first week was kind of a little unorthodox. As you were there, you remember, it was kind of started at the Edge Awards, where I received an award, and the same award that our CEO received a year ago, and that was my first night. And then first week was just on meetings, and 3 weeks later, I'm here in San Antonio, Texas, my first time.
So it's your first time in Texas?
Well, I shouldn't say my first time in San Antonio. I've been to Austin, Texas, but people were like, you really haven't seen Texas then. I'm like, all right, well, I haven't really seen much of San Antonio yet either.
So what have you seen so far?
I've seen a few restaurants in strip malls, apparently. That's what I've seen so far, but I think tonight I'm gonna go see the Alamo and Riverwalk. People are telling me I have to go to that. Are there anything I missed in San Antonio yet?
So I've lived here for about 3 years, and that's about the extent of what I've seen.
That's it.
So I think that's good enough.
Not even a Spurs game?
No, not a basketball fan.
Oh, wow, no, I'd like to go to a Spurs game, but the time eventually I'll go to a Spurs game, but I haven't seen one yet.
So you specialize in B2B. What makes you kind of like B2B more than other areas?
Yeah, I spent the last 6 years of my career specializing in B2B. I was at a company that's focused on B2B publishing. The 12 years before that was kind of B2B and B2C, but I just like, the aspect of the lead generation aspect of it, helping companies get new customers in that sense. I always liked the content on the B2B side. Because it helps me as a business professional. So I kind of really just gravitated towards that. A lot of my clients that I've worked with and helped over the years were on the B2B side. So I just naturally enjoyed it.
So what have you liked about working for Stirista so far?
So far in month one, I've always liked the company and what it's been doing, but what I like so far is really the people that I've met. I got to meet beforehand a lot of people at different trade shows, but really coming to San Antonio, meeting the team. I like the people. I love the fact that we have so many different teams that make my job even better. We have a marketing team, your team, right? We have a customer success team. There is a creative services team. There's a team that handles all of our display and programmatic marketing. So just the fact that it's all under one company is what really drew me to it. And the fact that I've always respected the CEO and known him for many years is what kind of drew me to. But that's what I like so far.
So how did you and AJ meet?
AJ and I met about 8 years ago I was at a company called Market Fish, and AJ, I think, was just a couple years into Stirista, and he was one of the data providers onto the Market Fish platform, and we just kind of hit it off. We were both young, and just really had a great time working together and having fun, and that's why over these last 8 years or so we've always kept in touch, and we knew one day we wanted to work together, and it just kind of worked out that way. Yeah. How long have you been with Stirista?
So I've been here for about 3 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started off doing kind of a combination of copywriting and graphic design, and then about 2 years ago I started managing the department.
Yeah. I like having that. This is one of the first companies I've been to in a while that kind of has its own marketing department. And marketing makes business development, sales, partnerships a lot easier. So I'm happy to have a department like that.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our marketing department is a little bit different from a lot of them too, in that we do a lot of client creative work as well.
Mm-hmm. And that's huge. I've been at companies before where we would be able to do, we could do the email campaign, we can execute it, but there wasn't a creative aspect, and if there was, it wasn't a professional aspect of it, or they never knew how to kind of like price it or charge for it, that sort of thing. But knowing that we have a department to develop creative, HTML creative, the programmatic or display creative is valuable.
So what is everything looking like for you over the next 3 to 6 months? Because I know you're going to put a lot of work into kind of building out our B2B product offerings.
Yeah. 3 to 6 months, I've already kind of been putting that plan together. It's really just taking a look at the B2B product and services that we currently have. We have such great services. We have amazing B2B data. We have software products that help B2B marketers, but it's really just packaging those in the right way to let the B2B marketers know. I also feel like we have so many great products that they may not know about all of them. So just working with marketing and working with different advertisers that I've worked with in the past to let them know what we have. And I think just envisioning towards a new website that we know is in development, and just really taking that information and just really getting it out there, because a lot of it's already done, it's already made. So that's kind of where I see. I'm learning a lot of the products now, shifting gears, just kind of learning about the business to consumer side and all the products that we help major brands on that side. So that's been another thing I'm wrapping my arms around. But that's kind of where I envision the next 3 to 6 months. September, October, November is usually, as you know, it's trade show season and conference season a lot of times. So looking forward to going to the right event, whether we exhibit at it or whether we are just attending it, just to kind of get meet people and get Stirista in front of people.
So what are a few ways that you've seen so far that Stirista's B2B products stand apart from some of our competitors?
Yeah, so I think with the products that there's a product that's we have on the consumer side and also is very close to being on the B2B side, is the fact that we could take a look at who your people who are visiting your website, which different companies that are visiting your website. Well, that's great, but sometimes they want contact information to that, the right decision makers. That's a product that I think we have that will separate ourselves from other people. Just the fact that we have excellent intent data based on different articles and different groups and social media aspects and movements and clicks that they're doing. I think that is really what's going to separate us as well.
So something that some people might not have heard yet is that you do stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I am a stand-up comedian in New York City. I've been doing that for 12 years in all the variety of different clubs in New York City. It's my home base. But I enjoy it, and it allows me to use aspects of stand-up comedy, improv, thinking on my feet, that help me in everyday work life, being in sales, being able to present to a group of people and being able to react to different scenarios. In comedy, it's different because, like I said, I'll be in a room with 12 tourists from Denmark and I have to be able to relate to them. Or there's a bachelorette party and they're just screaming out vulgarities at me, and I have to react to that. So it's kind of like taking that aspect and moving it into the sales world. But yeah, no, I love it. I've been doing that. The industry also kind of knows me as an MC. I've done the DMA for Magic Johnson. I've done the Silver Apple Awards. I do the DMCNY events, and that I love because that kind of brings both worlds together, and also it allows me to meet different business professionals who I hopefully would work with one day, sharing the stage with them. So that's something I enjoy.
And that's an interesting point that you made about kind of having to understand your audience and stand up, because that's one of the most important parts of your regular job too, is helping clients understand their audience and kind of tying that back to a lot of what we do.
Yeah, exactly. And in knowing your audience, it's kind of like, when you work with a marketer, you have to really listen. So I listen to my audience, whether it's in a sales pitch or at a comedy club, kind of see what they're reacting to, and then deliver a product or a service to them. So it's kind of delivering jokes, but yeah, it's very much like that. We help people target their audience. We help people discover who their audience currently is and help them find new audiences like that. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
All right, well, Vincent, it's been great talking to you. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
And thanks for visiting our office here in San Antonio.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. It's nice to be here, nice to share a drink with you, and I look forward to many years here at Stirista.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Thanks.